Support Wrestle Talk!
It's everyone's favourite time of the year! No, not the Royal Rumble, not WrestleMania, and most definitely not the Raw and SmackDown after it, but the Superstar Shake-Up. The Shake-Up means so much more this year, considering that the brands are ironclad, set in stone, and you never, ever see anyone appearing on any other brands. Well, maybe it might have happened maybe once or twice. Brand split, LOL. Despite this though, seeing certain stars regularly appear on the other colored brand moving forwards can potentially be an exciting prospect. With all that said, my name is Chopper Pete Quinnell, newly full-time Chopper Pete Quinnell that is. It's time for a Super Click party. Let's see if I can do this better than Ollie. Super Click! So press the thumbs up, subscribe to help us climb the hill to 1 million subscribers, and leave a comment to answer the question of the day, which today is, what transfers do you want to see happen in this year's post-WrestleMania Superstar Shake-Up? Let's delve into what I think will happen, shall we? Becky Lynch to Raw. Let's get an obvious one out of the way first. The current Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion is a shoo-in for a move to Raw, considering she's already spent the majority of 2019 appearing on the show anyway. Some people theorize that after her feud with Ronda Rousey was over, she may return to just being a SmackDown star. But considering she now holds the top women's titles on both brands, you can bet more appearances will be coming across the two shows for now. Realistically speaking, Lynch will probably drop at least one of the titles in the near future, and I would be willing to bet she'll be dropping the SmackDown title to Lacey Evans, at the next pay-per-view, freeing Becky up to be an exclusive Raw star. The Usos to Raw. Down since day one. Ish. Roughly day one, but not quite. This week's episode of SmackDown Live saw the Usos drop their SmackDown Tag Team Championships to the Hardy Boys, and while this could just be a SmackDown after WrestleMania moment, it could also be buttering them up for a move to the Red brand. It feels like the Usos have been on SmackDown since the beginning of time, so a move to Raw could freshen things up for them. Just a clarification, the Usos don't need freshening up, but their feuds do. Jimmy and Jay have put on some classic matches in the SmackDown Tag Division. It's time for them to go make magic with Gable and Rude, the Revival, and the B-Team, I guess? Drew McIntyre to SmackDown. 2018 was not the best year for Drew McIntyre. Having been protected and penciled in as the next big star, it never quite materialized thanks to Brock Lesnar sticking around and becoming Universal Champion again, stifling his push to the championship as they didn't want a heel versus heel feud. Drew has kind of been floating in the ether since, being involved in random Baron Corbin feuds, and just when it seems he's on the rise, something will always pull him back down. A move to SmackDown could reinvigorate Drew, as he is on the cusp of becoming one of the company's top stars. He has the look, the in-ring capability, and the mic work. Now he just needs that one killer angle or that killer feud to catapult him into superstardom, and he may find it on SmackDown against the likes of Kofi Kingston, Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, Andrade, or The Miz. Those are some potentially mouth-watering feuds if executed correctly, but there was one name missing from that list, a certain former WWE champion, and that's because AJ Styles to Raw. SmackDown may be the house that AJ Styles built, but it's time for him to go build another one and start charging rent on the old place. Although, rent would indicate that he's still the landlord, which means he'd still be responsible for upkeep of the property, and then he'd be subject to appearances to maintain any serious issues that arose, not to mention chasing any unpaid rent, and this metaphor is becoming incredibly convoluted. Basically, Styles has done bloody everything on SmackDown, and a move to Raw would not only help elevate the quality of in-ring work on the Red brand, because he's AJ Styles and could pull a good match out of the ethereal plane, but it would also free up a slot at the top of the card on SmackDown that could be taken by an incoming Drew McIntyre, an Andrade, or a Samoa Joe. Having said that, they'll probably just put him in a feud with Baron Corbin, because fuck it. The Sky Pirates to SmackDown. Here's one that seems very, very likely to happen. On SmackDown this past week, Paige had a backstage interview and said she will be bringing an impressive tag team of her own on next week's show. Taking a look at the entire women's roster real quick. Yep. The Sky Pirates are literally the only women's tag team. The only other possibility could be Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke, but it seems as if Paige would be bringing a babyface team that will be challenging the Iconics, not a heel team. Plus, they're in a stable with Shayna Baszler at the moment on NXT, so it seems unlikely the two would come up without the third. Although, this is being recorded on a Wednesday, so tonight's episode of NXT could change all that. Crazier things have happened, like Absolution and the Riot Squad debuting one night after the other, with absolutely zero connection whatsoever. Lest we forget. The team of Io Shirai and Kairi Sane would be a welcome addition to the division, and while they are a very good tag team, they can comfortably challenge as single stars too while remaining as a team, which bolsters the challenges and feuds throughout the rest of the women's division. Casual fans should be vaguely familiar with Sane too, as she's made appearances during the Royal Rumble and Evolution, her and her yacht persona. Thanks, Cole. Thanks for that comment that I can never remove from my mind. Pete Dunne to SmackDown. At NXT TakeOver New York, Pete Dunne ended his 685-day reign as NXT UK champion, losing out to the big choppy man known as Volta. Wait, that means he's a chopper. But I'm also chopper. Am I Volta? Ever since his debut back at the WWE UK tournament, Dunne has been singled out for superstardom, entering angles with Triple H and William Regal, putting on Match of the Year contenders, and main eventing NXT TakeOver War Games. Now that he's been freed from the shackles of the NXT UK title, that main roster call-up could be imminent. Dunne has already made an appearance on Raw, interrupting Enzo Amore. The less we talk about that, the better. But I think we could see him on SmackDown. The Bruiserweight star power comes from his presence and outstanding in-ring work, rather than his mic ability. The place to showcase that sort of talent is SmackDown, no question. The 3 hours of Raw with less focus on in-ring work would not be a good fit for Dunne, and entering him into feuds with the likes of Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, Andrade, Drew McIntyre, and Kofi Kingston would do wonders for him. Considering SmackDown is the obvious choice for him, can't wait to see him on Raw. Braun Strowman to SmackDown. Braun Strowman has completely lost his way on Raw. After being possibly the hottest thing in the company, kind of by accident, his potential was never reached and was continually squandered time after time. The repeated nails in the coffin for Braun Strowman include never beating Brock Lesnar, teaming with a 10-year-old at WrestleMania 34, and randomly turning heel, then babyface again for absolutely no reason. A move to the blue brand could work wonders for Brunt Stronghold, and he could completely reinvigorate his character, as he now has a load of blue-colored sets to destroy instead of red ones. Plus, he could enter feuds with Andrade, Joe Mysterio, Kingston, Owens but done right this time, maybe even Pete Dunne. That'd be something. Inserting Brown Steeplechase into these high in-ring quality feuds could shift the focus onto another part of his character, rather than just the occasional comedy goof that he is now. He's not a bad wrestler at all, so potentially being able to highlight that side of him could maybe get him over all over again. Also, he was just on SmackDown this week, so there's that. Randy Orton to Raw. This might seem like a tired pick, but if Raw is losing Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre, they're gonna need some top stars to take their place. And if WrestleMania 35 is anything to go by, Orton is most certainly still a top star. You know, if you can see his matches. Orton is the star power that Raw will need if they drop two of their top wrestlers. The casual audience reacts for him, and the hardcore fans know he can go if he wants to. So sending him to Raw could be the thing that the Red Brand needs to elevate some of its newer stars, such as EC3, who's been doing nothing since his call-up. Plus, Orton has been on the Blue Brand for quite a while now, and he's engaged in feuds with most of the wrestlers over there. So to keep things fresh for him, an exit to the Red Brand could be great. The Revival to SmackDown. My new favourite wrestler on the planet, Dash Wilder, and his tag partner Scott Dawson lost their Raw Tag Team titles on the pre-show of WrestleMania 35, freeing them up to either feud with some other teams on Raw or move to SmackDown. And considering the Raw Tag Division has about 3 teams in it, the feuds can get pretty stale pretty quick. Revival versus New Day, Revival versus Bar, Revival versus the Usos if the Usos don't go to Raw. These are incredible potential feuds, and it's well known that the Revival are one of the best in-ring tag teams in the world. Putting them in the ring with some of the other best in-ring tag teams in the world, well, to steal a line from Luke Owen, it just makes sense. Those were my thoughts on the upcoming Superstar shakeup. Leave a comment letting us know what you think will happen. A special thank you to our lovely patrons on Patreon, some of which you can see scrolling into me right now. Press the thumbs up, subscribe, enable notifications, click the videos on the right to be taken to Screenstalker and other Wrestle Talk content. I've been Chopper Pete Quinnell, and that was wrestling.